Hey guys, talking today about the number one reason that people decide not to go freelance or kind of similarly struggle once they are freelancers or once they try freelancing. Maybe that's a better way to put it. The reason that most people decide not to go freelance or are afraid to go freelance is that they're worried about income instability. Right? They're worried that, because that's what everybody thinks being freelance is that you work on a project for a little while and then that disappears and who knows when another project is going to drop into your lap, right? I think that's the vast majority of people think that freelancing actually is, when in fact, that's not the way that successful freelancers work at all. The way that unsuccessful freelancers work, the way that freelancers who struggle work is they wait for work to come to them. Or they use sites like Upwork or Freelancer where they have to compete with 25, 50 other freelancers, and they have to drop their rates in order to get to be competitive, to even be considered for any of that work. And more often than not, they're sending in proposals and they're just not getting work at all. So people think that that's the way it has to be, and that is absolutely not the way that successful freelancers work. Successful freelancers are in charge of the opportunities that are coming into them. And the way they do that, and as our students know, the way they do that is they do that by structuring or sending out very effective, value-based, completely non-salesy pitches, and they send them out strategically. They send them out to certain people within companies and send it, a whole system. But that's the point, is that there is a system. Successful freelancers have a system for finding and landing clients, which means that when you have a system, when you want to make more money, you take that system and you dial it up. Or if you are coming into a period where maybe you have vacation or the summertime, maybe your kids are home, you want to be doing a little bit less work, you take that system and you dial it down. But the key is that successful freelancers are never just waiting for work to come to them, or they're not hoping that someone posts a job somewhere. Successful freelancers are in control of their own opportunities, which means that there aren't dry spells, there aren't feast or famine, because they are in control of the opportunities that are coming in. If there is a dry spell or a period of time when there isn't work coming in, it's because, like I said, they did it on purpose, because they dialed their system down because they wanted a little bit less work during that period. And I know that sounds kind of crazy sometimes, but yeah, absolutely. If you have kids at home in the summer, maybe that's not the time for you to be working. And then come September or maybe the end of August, you start dialing that back up, and then you bring in a lot more income. But it is a complete fallacy that freelancing has to be risky, or freelancing has to entail feast or famine income, or freelancing has to mean dry spells or anything like that. The fact of the matter is, that's not how successful freelancers work. Successful freelancers use proven systems that allow them to be in control of the opportunities that are coming in. And again, these are opportunities that they are collaborating with the client to decide on the due date. So it's not like the client says, you do it this time. No, you collaborate with the client. And it's also, they're not begging for work, so they're not having to take work at crazy low rates. They're finding rates that they are happy with and their clients are happy with. Awesome, which are high rates. And as we've talked about in previous lives, the freelancers should be making more than they are on staff for the same amount of work. That's just how it works. And if you're talking to a freelancer who is not making that, then they are underpricing themselves. But the simple fact of the matter is there is a lot of misinformation about freelancing out there. I've been doing it for 20 years, so I can tell you there is a ton, and I've probably heard it all. But this idea that freelancing has to be risky, or that it has to be feast or famine or anything like that, is absolutely incorrect. And it's being perpetuated by people who have struggled because they didn't know how to effectively find and land clients. When instead, if they had learned a system to do it, they would be raving about how amazing it is to lead the freelance life. And believe me, there are plenty of freelancers who are raving about it, and the number is growing. There are tons of articles, more every day, about how there is just increasing demand for freelancers in every industry out there.